If you like the BMW X3, then we've got good news for you. There's now more X3 than ever before. In fact, this all-new third generation model has grown so much, it's bigger than the original X5. And it's not just space, it's got a cool new Australian penned exterior design, and it's loaded with tech pilfered from the 5 Series, including the co-pilot autonomous technology. So is that enough to lure customers back into one of BMW's most important cars?
The BMW X3 range arrives in 3 flavours: the diesel-powered xDrive 20D, the petrol-pumping xDrive 30i, and the biggest and best diesel option, the xDrive 30D. They'll be joined by a smaller petrol model and a performance-flavoured Go Fast version, both of which will touch down next year. Even the cheapest model in the X3 range will arrive wearing 19-inch alloys, roof rails and LED headlights outside, while in the cabin you'll find 3-zone climate control, part leather seats, a colour head-up display, navigation, and a wireless charging pad for compatible phones. Springing for the more expensive 30i or 30D variants adds 20-inch alloys, full leather seats, a bigger 10.25-inch touchscreen, and another 12-inch digital display that replaces the traditional gauges in the driver's binnacle. Inside, the bigger-than-ever X3 feels spacious, with plenty of headroom up front and space for 1-litre bottles in every door, while the boot serves up 550 litres with the 40-20-40 split rear seat in place, but should you drop them via the boot-mounted levers, that number grows to 1,600 litres.
It's when you climb into the back seat that all those extra millimetres really start to make sense. I'm sitting behind my own driving position, and as you can see, plenty of room between my knees and the seat in front. Most impressive though is the headroom. There's miles of space between my head and the sunroof. In fact, you could even go 3 passengers across the back here at a pinch. Choose not to, and you'll find 2 cup holders hidden in the pull-down divider. That matches the 2 up front, and there's 2 ISOFIX attachment points in the back, 1 in each window seat.
The xDrive 20D is home to the smallest diesel, a 2-litre unit, while the xDrive 30i has a 2-litre 4-cylinder petrol engine nestled under its bonnet. Our pick of the current engine bunch though is the xDrive 30D, which makes use of a 6-cylinder diesel engine, good for 195 kilowatts and an impressive 620 newton meters. It's also the fastest, knocking off the sprint to 100 kilometers an hour in 5.8 seconds. All engines pair with an 8-speed automatic transmission and send their power to all 4 wheels, though with what BMW refers to as a rear bias.
We've spent the bulk of our time in the biggest diesel, the X30D, and it has been effortless in its acceleration, but it's also smooth and refined and quiet on almost all road surfaces. Now there is a smaller diesel, the X20D, and that one does require a little bit more acceleration to get up and moving and can make overtaking maneuvers a bit of a challenge, but this car is a real sweet spot. It's a peach, it's got plenty of power, plenty of torque, and is really easy to drive. The ride has proven really good too. Our car's fitted with the adaptive dampers, which is a $1,900 cost option. But of course, the big news in here is the introduction of BMW's Driving Assistant Plus, which is the latest iteration of BMW's autonomous technology and a system stolen straight from the 5 Series. Now, it's standard from the X30D and X30i trim levels and above, a cost option on the X20 models, but it means that using a series of radars and cameras based around the car, you can remove your hands from the wheel for spells at 40 seconds at a time and let the car do the work for you.
The X3 is a hugely important model for BMW and one that was starting to get left behind by rival models from Mercedes and Audi. So it's a good thing that this 3rd gen model isn't just bigger, it's better too.